The law is complex, but it doesn't have to be a mystery. We are talking legal literacy, not advice. So don't worry, you're not getting an invoice. I'm Simon Jenga, and welcome to Simon Says. Today we are talking about something that relates to finances and processing payments. Now I can hear you saying, but Simon, you don't talk about financial matters, but trust me, this does relate to the law because it's in relation to a payment that was made by a New Zealand-based law firm. And unfortunately for that client, they thought they were paying the firm, but instead they were paying a hacker. So what happened was that the law firm allegedly sent an email to the client with the bank account details, and then it got intercepted, which means when the client made the payment, they thought they were paying that law firm, instead they were paying someone else. Now, how can you protect yourself from this? Before I go any further, I'm going to remind you again that this isn't a financial podcast. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not an insurance broker that talks about cybersecurity packages. That said, what we do in our law firm is we advise clients that if you get an email from me asking for payment of funds into our trust account, then you should confirm that bank account directly with our office before you make any payment. Importantly, please do not rely on the information in the email to confirm those details. So for example, a phone number to give me a call, don't use the phone number in the email you've received. Because if a hacker has changed the bank account number, then they're definitely going to have been able to change a phone number or an email address. So you need to organically find contact information for our office independent of that email. So that could be Googling us, or better yet, come into our office and talk to our receptionist to confirm the bank account number. If you already know our phone numbers or our email addresses through other means, then you can contact us that way. But ultimately, if there's a technological link between my office and you, there's a risk that someone could intercept that communication. Now, back in the good old days when we used faxes run on the hard line, which meant that between my fax machine and your fax machine, there wasn't any way that it could be intercepted. Now, with email going through the cloud, going through the internet, there's no way for me to guarantee to you that no one has intercepted that email before it's got to you and back to me. Unfortunately, anything that increases your security is likely to also increase the inconvenience to you. And that is a trade-off that you need to decide if it's a $50 payment or a $50,000 payment, how much inconvenience you're willing to accept in order to get certainty that you're paying it to the right bank account. The new confirmation of payee system that New Zealand banks have brought in is great because it verifies the bank account against the name that you put in. So it increases your certainty over whether you are paying to the correct account. That said, I don't have the information that confirms that you can definitely rely on that system to know that a payment is going from you to the person that you definitely want it to go to. So my recommendation remains that if you want to take a conservative approach, then you should verify the bank account directly with that payee before making a payment. Today, Simon says your inconvenience is going to be directly proportionate to your risk when it comes to paying third parties. If you want to support this channel, then hit that like and subscribe buttons. If you think someone would benefit from hearing about this episode, please forward it on to them. And remember, at LOA Law, we are good lawyers for good people.